Namaskaram girls. Today we are going to learn the sixth supplementary reader, The Little Hero of Holland. This is a true story of a little boy with a brave heart and a passionate love for his village. This story was written by Mary Mapes Dodge. She was born in 1831 and was died in 1905. She was an American children's author and editor, best known for her novel Hans Brinker. She was the recognized leader in Jubilean literature for almost a third of the 19th century. Do you know what is a Jubilean literature? A literature for the children. Dodge conducted St. Nicholas for more than 30 years and it became one of the most successful magazines for children. She was able to pursue many of the great writers of the world to contribute to her children's magazine. Mark Twain, Louisa May Alcott, Robert Louis Stevenson, Tennyson, etc. So, she was a famous writer for the children. She conducted a magazine. The name was the magazine was Saint Nicholas. And many authors, they have written in her book, in her magazine. Now let us see the glossary. Dikes, an embankment for controlling or holding back the waters of the sea or a river. Sluices, a sliding gate or other device for controlling the flow of water, especially one in a log gate. See the picture? That is sluices. That is மதகு தடுப்பணை தடுப்பு அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்களே, that is trickling, flowing in a small stream, a liquid. The running of water in a small hole, through small hole. Numb, deprived of the power of sensation. மதத்து போது அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம்ல, that is. Chattered, usually chattered means talking with somebody else, but here feeling cold and frightened that one can't stop the upper teeth from against one's lower teeth. That means movement of the upper teeth with its lower teeth which makes some sound. பட டைப் அடிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கலாம். If it is too cold, teeth started typing, isn't it? That is chattered. Here it is mentioning chattered means the movement of the upper teeth with the lower teeth just making a sound. குளிரில் இதிலெல்லாம் கிடு 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 கிடுன்னு பல்ல ஆடும். Without our knowledge it started moving, isn't it? That is chattered. Mentioning here is chattered. And crouching they have given. Groan, make a deep inarticulate sound. And shovels, tool they have given. Now let us move on to the story. Holland is a country where much of the land below sea level. Only great walls called dikes keep the North Sea from rushing in and flooding the land. For centuries, the people of Holland have worked to keep the walls strong so that their country will be safe and dry. Even the little children know the dikes must be watched every moment and that a hole no longer than your finger can be a very dangerous thing. So, the country Holland is lying below the sea level. All the people in the country, they know about the wall, the dikes, because even a small damage in the dikes will ruin the entire village, destroy the entire village, because the water will cover the entire land and all the entire country, the complete country Holland will be drawn in water. So they will be very careful of the dikes. Dikes means தடுப்பணை மாதிரி, தடுப்பு போடுற அந்த செவர் மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த பகுதி. So they were very conscious. They should not let to come any damage in the dikes. So even the children, they know about the dikes. They should not make, they should not allow to, they should not allow a damage, even a single damage in the dikes. Many years ago, there lived in Holland a boy named Peter. Peter's father was one of the men who tended the gates in the dikes called sluices. He opened and closed the sluices so that ships could pass out of Holland's canals into the Great Sea. See the picture? Side la irukku parma. It's there in near Rameshwaram, Bamban Bridge. We have sluices. So while the boat comes, they will just open, and then after the movement of the ship, they will automatically close. So Peter's father is doing that work. One afternoon in the early fall, when Peter was 8 years old, his mother called him from his play. "Come, Peter," she said. "I want you to go across the dike and take these cakes to your friend, the blind man. If you go quickly and do not stop to play, you will be home again before dark." So, one day while Peter was playing, his mother called him and asked him to give cakes to his friend who was blind. And she also instructed him that go quick and come quick, because before dark he has to return home. She instructed him to come back home early. And then the little boy was glad. So he was very happy to see his friend, and his mother insisted him to give the cakes also. So he was very happy to see his blind friend. And the little boy was glad. So this is the sluices, girls. See the picture. So while the boats come, it automatically move. Then it will be close. We can see in our Rameshwaram near Bamban Bridge. So this is the model. The little boy was glad to go on such an errand and started off with a light heart. He stayed with a poor blind man a little while to tell him about his walk along the dike and about the sun and the flowers and the ships far out at the sea. Then he remembered his mother's wish that he should return before dark, and bidding his friend goodbye, he set out for home. So he was very happy to meet his friend, and he was a light heart means with a happy. So with the happiness he started to see his friend, and he went to his friend's home. He stayed with a while, and he shared, he gave the cakes that his mother gave. And after sometimes he explained everything, what are the things he had seen on his way, the sun, the flowers and the ships, everything. And suddenly he remembered his mother's words, and he bade farewell to his friend, and he started home. As he walked beside the canal, he noticed how the rains had swollen the waters and how they beat against the side of the dike, and he thought of his father's gates. So while he was returning home, beside the canal, he noticed, so the rains had swollen the waters, means there are much amount of water, and they are moving on the dikes. They are dashing against the dikes. And he thought of his father's gates, how he closed the doors, how he closed the gates, and how he opened the gates while the canals, while the ships are moving, and how the water dashed against the dikes and the other things. So he was thinking about all the things while he was returning home. Next, now let us see part 2. So the boy is coming back home. On his way, he saw the dikes, and he was thinking about his father's gate. "I am glad they are so strong," he said to himself. "If they gave way, what would become of us? These pretty fields would be covered with water. Father always calls them the angry waters. I suppose he thinks they are angry at him for keeping them out so long." So while he was coming back, he saw what would happen if the waters come into the land? So the entire village will drown, isn't it? So his fathers always call the waters as angry waters. He thought that his father is not letting them out, so that only he called them as angry waters, because they are dashing against the dikes, isn't it? So that his father is calling as angry waters. As he walked along, he sometimes stopped to pick the pretty flowers that grew beside the road, or to listen to the rabbits' soft tread as they rustled through the grass. But oftener he smiled as he thought of his visit to the poor blind man who had so few pleasures and was always so glad to see him. See, this is the blue pretty flowers. So on his way, he saw some pretty blue flowers and he plucked some flowers, and he also saw some sounds of rabbits moving here and there among the bushes, grass, and he thought of his poor blind friend. He thought about their chat, and which made him happy, very happy. Suddenly he noticed that the sun was setting and that it was growing dark. Mother will be watching for me, he thought, and he began to run toward home. Just then he heard a noise. It was the sound of the trickling water. He stopped and looked down. There was a small hole in the dike, through which a tiny stream was flowing. See the picture? So while he was coming back home, it started grew dark because the sun was set on the west. So he thought of his mother's word. So he started running towards his home. So while he was crossing the dike, he heard a noise. Some water is flowing somewhere else, a small stream. கொஞ்சமாக தண்ணி எங்கேயோ ஓட்ட வழியாக கலகலன்னு உழுகிற மாதிரி ஒரு சவுண்ட். And he saw a small hole in the dikes. Peter understood the danger at once. If the water ran through the little hole, it would soon make a larger one, and the whole country would be flooded. In a moment, he saw what he must do. Throwing away his flowers, he climbed down the side of the dike and thrust his finger into the tiny hole. So he thought about the danger, because if the water goes on flowing, if started flowing, the hole will become big, isn't it? So all the water will come out, so their entire village will be flooded. So suddenly he threw out all the flowers in his hands and he climbed down and he put his finger, thrust his finger means with a heavy force he thrust his finger into the hole. The flowing water was stopped, so the water did not move. It never trickling. He was very happy. So this was all very well at first, but soon it grew dark and cold. The little fellow shouted and screamed. Come here, he called, but no one heard him. No one came to help him. It grew still colder, and his arm ached and began to grow stiff and numb. He shouted again, will no one come? Mother, mother. So he thrust his hold in the hole. The water stopped. First it was very good, but later, when the time passed, it was the sun set in the west and it was very dark and cold. He couldn't hold his finger in the hole for a long time. So he wanted to get help from anybody else. He shouted. But his mother had looked anxiously along the dike road many times since sunset for her little boy. And now she had closed and locked the cottage door, thinking that Peter was spending the night with his blind friend and that she would scold him in the morning for staying away from home without permission. Peter tried to whistle, but his teeth chattered with cold. He thought of his brother and sister in their warm beds and of his dear father and mother. I must not let them be drowned, he thought. I must stay here until someone comes, if I have to stay all night. So at home, his mother was waited for a long time and she closed the door. She thought that Peter would have stayed with his friend and he is spending the night with his friend. Let him come tomorrow morning. And wanted to scold him. She planned to scold him, but at that time Peter tried to whistle. He wanted to give some sound, to make some sound to call them somebody else, but he was tired with cold. His teeth chattered. நான் சொன்னேன்னா பல்லு கிடு கிடு கிடுன்னு குளிரில் ஆட ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. At that time he thought of his brother and sisters, everybody at home. So he don't want them to be drowned. So இந்த தண்ணி போச்சுன்னா எல்லாரும் இறந்து போயிடுவாங்க. So he wanted to stay there all night. The moon and stars looked down on the child crouching on a stone on the side of the dike. So இந்த மேலேருந்து மூன் ஸ்டார்ஸ் எல்லாம் இவனை பார்க்குது அப்படின்னு நினைப்போ it started night. The night started. His head was bent and his eyes were closed. He was so tired. He is thrashing his finger for a long time in the dike. So he was tired. For every now and then he rubbed his hand that was holding back the angry sea, because his fingers started numb. So he take his hands out and he started rubbing to get warmth. I'll stand it somehow, he thought. So he stayed there all night, keeping the sea out. So he kept his finger throughout the night. He did not take his fingers out. If he takes, the water would comes. Okay, water would come, isn't it? So he did not take the fingers out. He hold the fingers in the hole for all the night. Early the next morning, a man going to work thought he heard a groan as he walked along the top of the dike. Looking over the edge, he saw a child clinging to the side of the great wall. "What's the matter?" he called. "Are you hurt?" "I am keeping the water back." Peter yelled. "Tell them to come quickly." So the next morning, a man who crossed the dike, he heard the noise of the Peter, and he came down and inquired him why he was sitting there. So Peter disclosed all the matter, what happened the previous day. So he also told him to bring some people with the tools to close the hole. So the alarm was spread. People came running with shawls and the hole was soon mended. So all the people, they came with tools and instruments, and the hole was mended, closed, covered. They carried Peter home to his parents, and before long the whole town knew how he had saved their lives that night. To this day, they have never forgotten the brave little hero of Holland. So all the people, they appreciated Peter for his work, because he sacrificed himself. He sacrificed the night, the sleep, isn't it, to save his village. So all the people in the village, they were very happy to see Peter, and they appreciated the work of Peter, saving their village. So they never forget the brave work of hero Peter. So this is the story of the little hero of Peter Holland. So do you understand the story, children? Is it nice? So try to help others. We should, from this story, what we have learned, we should always help others. We should not be selfish, isn't it? We should do something to the society, whatever, if it is possible, you have to do, as the boy Peter did. Thank you, girls.